I fly from the west coast of America to the southeast to Florida. It's a 5 hour journey over mountain, canyon, desert, and more desert, with some farms in between. And finally, the marshes of southern Florida. We are at the Everglades National Park that has more water than land. A part of it is even called 10,000 Islands. Sweet water mixes with salt water and houses many species of birds, fish, amphibians, and trees. Rivers have seagrass in them. Mangroves guard the coastline. Cypress trees stand in ankle deep water. Even a kind of pine grows here in the tropical climate. I am seeing an American crocodile, but he does not move and is so well camouflaged my camera cannot see him. But outside the park at the alligator farm, I see hundreds of his cousins. This farm breeds them and uses them for educating people. Tourists watch them being fed and then get on an airboat to see them in their natural habitat. The farm also has snakes in glass cages, such as the Burmese python, the anaconda, and much more. Here is the skin of a giant alligator who used to live here. They called him Grandpa. But look at these alligator faces for sale in a gift shop. What happened to these fellows? Well, they were hunted for their meat. There is an abundance of alligators here, and humans need food to survive. Such is the cycle of life. Big fish eat small fish. I am now in an island in the south of Florida, feeding small fish to the big tarpon fish. The bravest, fastest, and luckiest will get the fish. The pelicans wonder why they are left out. A string of islands lie in the Gulf of Mexico, just south of mainland Florida. You have to cross some 40 bridges to reach the last one and hit the southernmost point. The islands are called the Florida Keys, and the last island is Key West. The name comes from the Spanish Cayo Huesco, literally meaning it fell bones. When the first Europeans, that is, the Spaniards, came to these islands, they saw the beaches littered with human bones, as though it had rained bones out here. The reason was that the native tribes left their enemies' bodies on the beach. A trolley ride is a good way to learn about the island's history and see the pretty houses. The US Navy has a big presence here. You can see that famous Life magazine picture of the Navy officer kissing a nurse on the day World War II ended. Here it is a giant sculpture. At one time, many merchant ships got shipwrecked by hitting the coral reef near the shore. It was good business opportunity for the islanders, who rescued the cargo and sold them as their own. Sponges are good business too. They are sea creatures who are dried and sold for bathing and household cleaning purposes. Cigar making is big too. A large number of Cubans worked the cigar factories before Cuba gained independence from Spain. Cuba is just 90 miles south of Key West. Now, the biggest industry is tourism. Some of the popular activities are snorkeling in the coral reef, eating varieties of fish, tasting the key lime pie. As for the Cubans, the wealthy ones, Miami became their home after the communist government came to power in Cuba in 1959. For Cuban food and music, visit Little Havana in Miami, which is a 3 hour drive from Key West. The island of South Beach in Miami is the place to be at night. Jazzy neon signs and restaurants from all over Latin America welcome you. The white sand beach has finally cooled down, and there is hardly anyone around. You can hear the waves murmur and the wind whisper. South Beach is the Art Deco district. The buildings, the furniture, the stores, and the wares they sell all go back to the glamorous days of Art Deco. Beautiful shapes, exotic materials, bright colors will entice you from everywhere. If you want to see a new world palace built in the image of the old world, visit the Vizcaya Villa. This mansion in Miami is now a museum. It used to be the winter home of a Chicago based manufacturer of farming machines. His name was James Deering. He assembled a team of architect, antique specialist, and landscapist. They started building when the World War I began, and it took them 8 years to complete. They use local materials, such as coral fossils, as we see on the floor, and also distant ones, such as Carrara marble from Italy. The architectural style is Italian Renaissance, mixed with Mediterranean Revival and Baroque. There are 70 exquisitely designed rooms on 2 floors. Either they have actual antiques or pieces made to look like the antiques they are copied from. Tiny details, such as the palm tree design on the silk wall cover, has been replicated by the best drapers in the US. The courtyard used to be open to the sea and sky. Birds would fly in, rain would pour down. Now, a glass ceiling and windows cover it. There were tall curtains. This gargoyle on the pillar used to pin the curtains back. The caravel, a kind of ship from the age of discovery, is the symbol of Vizcaya. It is carved in doors and urns and even in china cups and saucers. In front of the mansion is a Venetian gondola made of stone. It breaks the fury of the waves in the Bay of Biscayne. The name Vizcaya is an Italianized version of Biscayne. A visit to Miami is incomplete without a tour of the Wynwood Art District. You don't even have to enter one of its many galleries or museums. The art is on the street. From 2009 onwards, the walls of Wynwood have become the canvas of artists from all over the world. An international art festival is held here every year. The walls are full of emotions. So many messages seem to be hidden here. It would have been nice to take the guided walking tour. I am trying to understand the messages by tracing back the history of this land. When the Spaniards cut through the mangroves and made landfall in 1513, they called it Land of Flowers, Florida. They found many native tribes, whom they tried to rule and Christianize, with partial success. The French pushed in from the west, from the Louisiana Territory. The English poured in from the north. The three European powers, plus the native Seminoles, fought many wars against each other. For 20 years, the English had full control. Then the American Revolution ousted them, and the United States was born. Spain got back Florida, but homesteaders started claiming land for themselves. Borders were ill defined. Runaway black slaves joined the Seminoles and fought the white man. Spain could control Florida no more and gave it up to the United States. Florida joined the Union as the 27th state and as a slave state. During the Civil War, Florida backed slavery. When they lost the war and slavery was banned, segregation laws hurt the black man until it too was repealed in the 1960s. But isn't the black man still hurting? What of the Native Americans who survived the purges? How are their descendants doing? Shh, let's be quiet. Maybe we can hear the walls talk. Orlando, some 4 hours north of Miami by car, is a city of conference halls and theme parks. I came to attend the Grace Hopper Conference for Women in Technology. Grace Hopper was one of the earliest computer scientists in the US. Every year, thousands of women techies meet up and talk about cutting edge research and also about women's role in technology and in society. You get a preview of the theme parks in the city itself: the Upside Down House, a Pirate's Cove, the Orlando Eye, the Disney City Walk with a quaint shop full of curious coats, a Coca-Cola shop where toys and handbags are made of Coca-Cola can parts. Theme park resorts have exquisite interiors. And guess what this is? Lighting fixtures from a Japanese restaurant. There is a chocolate shop whose exterior is a chocolate factory, and the interior is designer too. Roman Coliseum or Hard Rock Cafe. An amphibious plane forms the backdrop of a restaurant. Of the dozen Disney and movie theme parks, all I could do was Universal Studios. The rides are all in 4D these days. You wear the 3D glasses and are jostled along while dragons fly past you and out of control robots attack you. You can feel the heat of the fire. Water droplets are sprinkled on you. Air tickles your ankles. You get to see sets from movies, recreated epochs, talking pets, seasonal themes like Halloween. For Harry Potter, a world of wizards has been created. You can buy wands and make fountains spout water by waving your wand. You can drink butterbeer, meet all sorts of creatures, enter Gringotts Bank, and of course, take the exciting ride.